Okay, home stretch. Yay! Okay, so we just went through how to do the paragraphing. And like I said, so you'll probably find that you'll have three, actually I'll flick back. Sorry. So you'll probably find that you'll have three arguments. So we've talked about intro, tick. We've talked about argument structure, paragraph structure, and we did the topic sentence with the tone and argument, and then the two persuasive pulls with question 1, question 2, and we also talked about what that was, how that worked in the last video. So if you need to go back and revisit that. And then you would move on to argument 2 and then argument 3. And then we're up to conclusion. So let's talk conclusions. Let's talk turkey. All right, conclusions. Very, very, very simple. Title of the article, author of the article, contention of the article, and arguments. Done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? Now, let's talk about step 5 to our analysis. You need to proofread this. The things that often happen with this is that you end up with like super long sentences that are ridiculous. Okay? Cannot tell you, like I've had people write these pieces and they've written like half a page before they've even thought about any sort of punctuation, let alone a full stop. Let alone a full stop. My advice would be to proofread your work carefully and aloud. Just quietly to yourself, just, that quiet, crazy muttering. Just to yourself, no one else will notice, but it will make sure that you are using your punctuation properly. So listen to where you would naturally pause when you talk, then that's obviously where you need your full stop. If you go to kind of do a semi-pause, then you might need a comma there. Okay, a good rule of thumb as well is I would say once you kind of hit like 3.5 lines, you're probably looking to need some punctuation soon. Particularly, I would say a full stop. Okay, I really am someone who pushes short, sharp sentences, particularly when you're talking about either text responses or language analysis. Keeping those sentences short and sharp means that your ideas are given to your reader, your marker, very straightforward, very easily. Okay? I would really recommend, a good 5 minutes at the end of the SAC to proofread aloud to yourself and making any changes that you need to. Okay? This is quite a big SAC, so it's really important that you do the best you can, you read it aloud, you make sure it's the best that you can give in. Okay? Other than that, that's it. Good luck. I'm sure you're going to do fabulous. Again, like I said, the more practice you do, the better for this SAC. This is a SAC that it's not that hard if you've practiced it and you know what you're doing. If you haven't practiced it, it's one of those like nigh on impossible SACs. Okay? It's really important that you practiced it, that you know what you're supposed to do. Remember, English is just like maths in that you wouldn't walk into a maths SAC having never tried to do an equation. That would be like ludicrous. If you just kind of watch someone, say Mr. Cooper, if you just watch Mr. Cooper done it on the board and you're like, yeah, okay, I see numbers, graph, squiggle line. How hard can it be? I'll give it a crack. If you walked into a SAC like that, no one would expect you to pass. Okay? Why is English any different? Just because you've watched this video, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can actually do this. What you need to now do is go off, practice it, maybe with the video, watch a bit, do a bit, watch a bit, do a bit, watch a bit, do a bit. Okay? Practice it, send it to me or your English teacher if you're not in my class. Don't send me your work if you're not in my class, please. I have enough work to do. Sorry, my battery died. So my advice would be do a couple of practices. Even if you just practice, you don't even have to write a whole thing. What I would recommend is write an intro, and even just a paragraph of analysis, the first argument, just to practice the skill of, okay, I see how this is done. I put in the, the I task, and I put in the topic sentence, and I put in the step 1, step 2, question 1, question 2. Just practicing that skill will ensure that you have a good idea of how this goes together. If you don't practice, you can't blame me. Okay? Sorry. Alright, so now it's time to practice. Hurrah! Alright, bye.